Hey, Tommy PV House here, founder of DC Hopefuls. And so the question is, why do resumes matter when it comes to networking? What is that relationship? And when I started DC Hopefuls back in 2017 officially, but I've really been doing this kind of informally, organically since 2014, helping people launch their career of impact while also building my own career. I've talked to hundreds of you all, and almost every single time I say something along the lines of, hey, I get it. We want to break you into this field and you lack the right experience. We want to do this. We want to do that. We got to get you talking to the right people. How's your resume? And people are almost always really confused why I ask about their resume. They're saying, well, Tommy, you're the guy who says, don't go apply online all day. Don't waste all your time on the job boards. There's a different way to do it. And that's true, but your resume still matters. Resumes are not just for applying for jobs. They're this thing that gets passed around, and they actually are incredibly vital for networking. And I'll just tell you a story. I think telling a story is better. It was 2013, and for a lot of you who know my story, I moved to DC in 2009, had a job, got a master's degree. So by 2011, I had applied to like 100 jobs and gotten one interview. But now I had this master's, kept applying, nothing was working. I tried networking, informational interviews, nothing worked. By 2013, I was pretty miserable. Now I was in a new job, but I absolutely hated it. It was like the only job I could get after 3 years of trying. And at this point, I had finally really started to put the pieces together of how to build a network the right way. So this is probably springtime of 2013. And a connection of mine made an introduction. A guy who I'd actually met at a social event when we were all together, and he said, come to my office. And he has this beautiful, huge office right by Capitol Hill. And we talked for like an hour and a half. We talked about football, life, relationships. We talked about careers. And he's like, I've been where you are. I'm going to introduce you to a lot of people I know. And I think a few of them actually might be hiring. I mean, holy jackpot, right? Like, can you imagine anything better? Someone super well connected, much older and wiser, who knows people who are looking to hire, and they want to introduce you. And I'm like, yes. And he says, do you have your resume? I said, yeah, let me send it to you right now. Hold on. And that should have been an exciting moment because I had just paid $550 for a professional resume writer to rewrite my resume, redo the formatting, rewrite it, all that stuff. And by me, I meant I had to ask my parents for the money because even with a master's degree and 40 years experience, I didn't have $550 because DC was expensive and I was getting paid crap. So I sent it to him and he looks at it and he kind of does this and he looks back at me. He's like, I don't know what this is. That hurt, folks. And I said, what do you mean? This is my resume. He said, it's like 4 pages. And you only have 4 years of experience. Can you just send me like your normal resume? And I was like shattered. And I said, yeah, I don't have it on my phone. Can I send it to you when I get home? He's like, yeah, sure. As you can imagine, it was kind of an awkward saying goodbye. I went home, pulled up my old standard resume. I didn't know what to do. So I used some of the language the resume writer had done, but I wasn't sure. And I just sent it off with no confidence, just totally anxious. And as you can all imagine, I never heard from him again. Now, there's a million things I did wrong in that scenario that I would learn later, but my resume was preventing me from gaining that opportunity. People will want to help you. When you approach things the right way, like we teach at DC Hopefuls, you will find the right people who will do the right things for you. But if your resume is not up to par, they're going to feel embarrassed and send it around. They're going to hesitate. They're going to wonder why you didn't take more time. They're going to realize, oh, she or he's a little more naive than I thought. And I'm not talking about the content. I'm not talking about where you went to school, your GPA. Did you win awards? Those things are wonderful. I'm talking about, is it formatted cleanly? Is it easy to read? Is it written really well so the reader gets what you're doing and gets a great understanding of the impact you make quickly? That is why resumes are so important for networking. You want someone to say, send me your resume, and they go, wow, this is great. All right. And eventually I got there and I got people. And then ultimately I knew I really made it when someone said, hey, I love your resume, by the way. My daughter's a senior in college. Would you mind talking to her about how she could improve hers? She's not having a lot of luck. I thought, wow, okay, I've really made it that this other person thinks so highly of my resume. That's the kind of comments we want, right? And it wasn't because of like where I went to school or the jobs. He was just so impressed with how well it was put together on paper. So if you are worried that your resume might be shutting down doors, if you're getting nervous about, well, gee, I want to go build this network, but my God, is my resume going to get in the way? Click the link. There's a link below in here. and you can set up a chat with me. And we'll get on Facebook together and we'll chat back and forth, and we can talk about your resume, maybe like, some of the things you think might be holding you back. And I have some resources I can send you for free that might really help, but I want to make sure I send you the right one. Hence why I want to chat with you just a little bit. Hopefully this is helpful. And thank you so much for watching our YouTube channel, and talking to you soon.